This guy took his identity. Well, it turns out that Elie Wiesel was a cousin to Robert Maxwell, right? Robert Maxwell wrote about it in his own book, his authorized biography. And I was fascinated by this idea that there were people who were stealing the identity, whether dead or alive, of people
Mhm.
who had actually been in the Auschwitz camps, building on their stories in whatever way. And he, to the very end, said, "There are people who are stealing our identities." And I go, I've got this feeling that happened a lot more than we think it happened. This is one guy, and by the way, Robert Maxwell then purchased a massive stake early on in McGraw Publishing, McGraw Hill, which means that, and then his wife was traveling around with Elie Wiesel, and this guy was like, this was not, he took his identity, and that's a really terrifying thing to think about, that people with power saw, okay, these people were in camps. He can take their identities, take their stories, whatever it is. He never found out what happened to his friend. And he did write, it was his friend who wrote the manuscript in Yiddish, and then Elie Wiesel adopted that. And now we have today, as you determine, a Holocaust industry. I'd like you to describe that, but just what I'm telling you, I mean, isn't that just the most terrifying thing
Well,
ever?
so let me give you, as I understand it, the situation, not just from family history, but from having read quite a lot on the subject at a certain point in my life, having read quite a lot, I would say almost obsessively because of my family history, and having written on aspects of it. Um, the estimates are there was an extermination campaign by the Nazis. We don't know. Two main questions remain open. Two questions remain open. The two questions that remain open are when? When did it begin? That still is an ambiguous area. When did this Nazi extermination camp actually begin? Nazi extermination plan. And we still don't know with any kind of certainty why. What was Hitler's exact motive at that point? So the when and the why, they remain gray areas. Here are the two crucial facts. The estimates by the best historians are between 5.2 and 5.4 million Jews were killed. Let's say it wasn't, but let's say it was 3 million. But the estimates are between 5.2 and 5.4.